I like to start things. I like to grow things. I have a very, very strong focus on technology entrepreneurship. That's just what I've been doing. And there is a tremendous number of entrepreneurs that are not kind of the technology-focused entrepreneurs. We need to be thinking about what is Hartford's strengths and what in those strengths can then be applied to entrepreneurial activity. The entrepreneurial activity isn't working independent of what else is going on in that region. It's really coming out to support the other industries that are in that region.
Immigrant communities have a very high rate of entrepreneurship and are looking to establish businesses and finding ways of commercializing native skills that people have.
I'm in school for business entrepreneurship, and then hopefully I can shadow people, have them know how it is to work in that type of business environment.
I became the general manager here back in January, and a couple of general managers kind of taught me a lot along the way. So obviously someday I'd like to open my own place, but
the Hartford, they got the tax, like a table or or the supply, they charge the tax.
I live right in downtown Hartford. I've been here for several years now, and I walk to work. My husband and I have one car. It's very convenient, not only for my job, but also for the social aspect.
One of the things I'm interested in is trying to figure out what kinds of businesses can people start in Hartford, that, especially for young people, that can be successful.
So when I go out and about and meet people at Jazz Fest, and so you meet people at these events that are people who like Hartford and who want to do things in Hartford and who want to make Hartford better.
So I have a financial background. Let's say I want to start a hedge fund. It's tough to meet someone in Hartford who has started a hedge fund. A lot of people that have done something commute out of Hartford.
Some of the ways that the city wants to grow is to bring in outsiders. So we're building 1,000 units of housing because we want a healthy downtown. But I also think we don't pay enough attention to the residents who are already here and how the residents who are already here can be part of that economic development process.
What is going to succeed in Hartford is what is really looking at Hartford rather than Silicon Valley or Route 128. We don't have the components that those places do, so we can't expect that we're going to be what they are. We have to be Hartford at the end of the day.
The Made in Hartford program has 3 components. The first component is called Thrive, or the Hartford Region Interchange Venue for Entrepreneurs. Thrive will be a marketplace and resource center that supports entrepreneurship by creating an online inventory of resources, hosting annual festivals, publishing an annual industry trends outlook, and providing ongoing design and planning consulting for small businesses to launch and expand here in Hartford.
So to be able to support smaller businesses, homegrown businesses in a variety of industry will certainly establish a stronger economy within the city and beyond. One that's more vibrant, one that's, let's say, longer lasting.
The second component is Accelerate. Accelerate will provide support and assistance to entrepreneurs and businesses at different stages of their life cycle. It'll include assistance tailored to the needs of early entrepreneurs with a novel idea, small homegrown businesses, and existing businesses that want to scale in Hartford.
I like the Made in Hartford concept in that I like the umbrella that it sets up to allow for a number of activities to be taking place in Hartford.
As we get into packing for larger brands, these large grocery stores, it means our production capacity needs to go up too. So staying in Hartford is the priority. We tried using a consulting firm, but it was pretty costly. I think that's where Made in Hartford could be very helpful. One central organization I can talk to and do all the consulting with and the planning with, schedule the meetings for us. That's been the hard part.
The third and the last component is Imagine. This is a 20-year long-term undertaking for positioning Hartford as the region's cultural and economic hub. With this goal, Imagine will curate and create a series of urban interventions and events leading up to the celebration of Hartford's 400th birthday in 2036.
Well, I think with the Made in Hartford concepts of going into the neighborhoods is very, very important. How do you encourage people to have a lunch out? How do you encourage them to walk about? So taking some of these little nooks and crannies along the way and actually activating them and creating a sense of place that encourages the vibrancy and the walkability of the city of Hartford. So people will go to those locations for a little shop or entrepreneur or food truck, pop-up store, whatever it might be. And along the way, we're creating more foot traffic, which has benefits both from safety, security, economic development, and a lot of other things that we see down in the city of Hartford.
Each of the three components of the Made in Hartford program will work in tandem to foster a rich entrepreneurial ecosystem. And though they are capable of existing independently, together they function in a synergistic way to address the physical, programmatic, social, and economic landscapes that inform entrepreneurship.
The various different tracks for either entrepreneurs or growth companies and also the placemaking and how all of that fits together. We have a very big list of people who could become mentors for the program. We have connections to people who would be potentially applicants to be part of the program. So getting the word out, communication would be one key aspect. We do a lot of events, and incorporating the Made in Hartford activity into our events is something that we certainly could do.
So if Made in Hartford won the SE2 challenge, we would hope that the Alliance would be your first stop along the way in having a discussion regarding partnerships. So as the Alliance looks to partner with other groups to establish an entrepreneur center at the Design Center in Parkville, we would find great synergies between your efforts and the efforts of others.
The city is doing the Tiger Grant right now. That's their patch of the quilt. You have Travelers who's doing their plaza. That's their patch of the quilt. Phoenix, who completed their patch of the quilt in 2013. And you can do your patch of the quilt now with Hartford.
Each of these groups is working towards a common goal but are using different tools. The Made in Hartford program can provide an exchange platform for Hartford's many dedicated groups and encourage greater collaboration.